in my last video, I talked about the 31.1 billion pounds that is lying around the lost pension pot according to a survey. Well, I'm here today to tell you how to take the part of that money that's yours, if any, and how to pool your little pensions from different employers together to better prepare you for retirement. Hi, my name is Yvonne Ogo, and you're very welcome to my YouTube channel. So there are three main ways to track old pension. So the three ways I'm giving you, the three methods I'm giving you is the one that I have tested, I've tried, and I can speak for. One of them is using tracking services. So there are lots of tracking services out there, but the one I would recommend, and you would agree with me, it would be more trustworthy, is the UKVI website. So there's a part of the UKVI website that has like a tool that you could use to track the pension providers of your old employers, right? So I'm going to leave the link somewhere below. You can click on that link and then go to the UKVI website and check that. So there are other tracking services that you could also use. You can browse, check Google, and then use whichever one you want to use. But the UKVI website, if you go on there, it will ask you a few questions, nothing too hard, nothing you cannot answer, and then it would tell you the pension provider of an employer you've worked with in the past. So when it tells you the pension provider of that employer, you can then give that, it will give the number down there, or you could browse the number of Google and call that pension provider. They would ask you a few questions and they would locate your pension pot. So you could track your old pensions using welcome letters or annual statements that they would have sent to you at some point. So every pension provider would send you, when that pension account was initially opened, you would have received a letter in the mail or via your email telling you that this has been opened for you, and then giving you like a detail, and then you have a unique number on that and all of that. If you have that, then it is very easy. So that was how I personally was able to track one of my pension from my from an old employer, and then see how much I've got, and then I'm able to like manage it from there. Go to the website, it will show you the details of how to even log onto your account on that letter. All right, if you are like some people, like a friend of mine, I'm not gonna call her out in this video, but she knows herself. When I asked her, she said, oh yeah, she saw it at some point and then she threw it away. So if you're like my friend, then this one is not for you, unfortunately, but it's still fine. You can use the UKVI website and you will get it. This is the third way. If you were to get in touch with your old employers, if you can remember them, say for example you work for Aldi at one point, or you work for M&S at one point, you can get in touch with them and tell them you would like to know who their pension providers are, if they're able to give you details of your pension accounts and stuff like that, and trust me, they would help you out. So those are the ways. Or even if you're still working at a company, you don't have your pension details or anything, you don't know anything about your pension account, you can give your HR a call and they would help you with that. So these are the three major ways that I have tested in terms of like checking for old pensions. Okay, so this aside, if you haven't watched the first video I did about the basics of what a pension is and how it works, then you might need to check out the video before this one. I would put the description, I'll put the link somewhere on this video, so you can have a look at that, and it will really help you to understand what we're talking about in this video, because this video is kind of like a continuation from the last. That was the first segment of the video. We're going to the second segment of the video, and the second segment of the video is talking about how to consolidate your pension in one place. So it is called consolidation. Consolidation of pension accounts simply means taking all the pension accounts you have from the different pension providers and putting it with one pension provider in one pension account. Okay, so I'm going to break this down so it's easy for us to understand. So for example, let's say you have 4 pension accounts, meaning for the duration of your career you've worked with 4 different employers, and they've opened 4 different pension accounts for you. Okay, consolidating those accounts would mean taking all of the money in these accounts and putting it with only one of that pension provider that you choose to go with. Now, for example, you might work with a company that uses one pension provider, and then you go to company B and they use the same pension provider. Most likely, now I'm speaking from experience, personal experience. For me, I worked with a company, and then when I moved to another company, it was the same pension provider that the first one company was using that the second one was using. So there a new account wasn't really opened for me. It's just like they continued where the last company stopped. So that is one case. But then in other cases, and this has also happened to me as well. The first company I worked with in getting into the UK is a different pension provider, different benefits, all of that from the one I later moved to. I then had to um so I then had like two pension accounts, right? So these are the two situations. Now, why should you do this? What are the benefits of doing this, of putting all your money in one place, putting all your money, all your pension, all the money you have gathered as a um in your working years? What's the benefit of putting it in one place? So one would be for you to have an idea of how much you have saved towards your retirement. Okay, so let's say for example, the company you're working with right now, you've been with them for say 5 years. If you were to check your pension account, you would have some money there. Okay, but let's say before now, you've worked for like 5 years with another company, 10 years with one, 15 years with another. The money is in separate pension accounts because these employers have opened pension accounts for you with different pension providers. This money in different pension accounts, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because you wouldn't know like the total. Yeah, you would be able to, if you were to track all of them, then you'd be able to like calculate and know, okay, I have this in this, I have that in that. But then you won't know. It's easier for you to manage when it's in one place. Okay, it's easier for you to manage when it is one place. It's easier for you to like have an idea and then plan based of what you have contributed so far. So let's say for example you've contributed £100,000 so far. You can decide to say, okay, this would, at the rate I'm going, it wouldn't be enough for my retirement. So what do? I need to start contributing more. So having it in one place would help you look at it, plan, and like give a forecast of like, okay, this is where my money is, this is what my money is doing, and all of that. So that's one. The second one would be for easy management. So each pension provider has its own admin and how it works, how you get to like check your accounts and stuff like that. Some of them are easier than others. Some of them you can easily go online, you can have the app, you can just like go online quickly to check. But then some of them it's just a hassle. So having all of them in one place that you have found easy for you to manage, it's so much better. Another benefit which is very very important is the reduction of pension charges. I hope you know that depending on the account kind of pension accounts you have, and trust me, this is for the majority of pension accounts, you have to pay a percentage your of the amount in your account as pension charges. So let's say for example you have like five pension accounts open. That means you're paying five pension charges, and then some of them do not only take that percentage, they also take some monetary amount every year as well. Some of them take £100 a year on top of the percentage that is deducted for the total money in that account. So it's important that you you are aware of this, so that if you have all of them in one place, then it's easier. The charges is one, it doesn't eat into your money too much and all of that. Okay, another benefit would be that if you have all your pension in one place, then on retirement you're going to be receiving one payment monthly rather than little payments from several pension accounts. That's if you're able to remember all of them at that point. Okay, so it's better we get these things sorted now, not like in the next 50 years you're now remembering, oh, 35 years ago what company did I work for, or who would have been the pension provider. We don't want to leave it until then, trust me. So all of these are the benefits of having all your pension in one account. These are the benefits of like consolidating your pension. Okay, so at this point I think it's very important, because we're talking about money here, it's very important to make this disclaimer. Okay, I am not a financial advisor. I am not. I am just telling you, I'm just giving advice really based off of my research, my personal experience, what I have done. Okay, so if you're going to make any major changes, if you're going to take any major decision as regards your pension, because if you've worked for a while, your pension account would have a lot of money in it. Okay, if you're going to make any such decision, please consult a financial advisor. Do your research very well. So regardless of all of these benefits listed, you need to know if combining your pensions would it's more advantageous to you based off of your own circumstances and based off of the kind of pension accounts your employers have opened for you. So when you call so when you now have a list of all the pension providers that you have pension accounts with, I would advise that when you give them a call, prior to like taking the final decision of pulling all your pension accounts into one, I would advise that when you give them a call, ask them these questions. One, ask them, okay, what kind of pension scheme do I have with you? What kind of pension accounts do I have with you? Okay, let them explain to you. There are several types of pension accounts that your employer could have opened for you. Some are more beneficial than others. I'm going to do a very short video that I'm going to post after this one, just to like explain the different kinds of accounts your employers could have opened for you. I don't want to put it with this video. I don't want to put it in at this point because I just believe it will be too much information. So after this, you can go and have a look, and it will kind of like build the knowledge based off of what we are talking about. Okay, so that is one question. Ask the different pension providers, what kind of pension account do I have with you? All right. When they tell you, you will understand which one is more beneficial than the other. The second question to ask is there any charges or penalty for moving my money to another pension account? Okay, so that's another question to ask. So if for example there's like a huge penalty and it is just a small pension pot, like you only have like say for example £1,000 in that account and the penalty is like £500, what's the point? So there's no point, right? So you can just decide to leave that, but that's your decision to make. Okay, so that's another question to ask. And then the third question, which is very important as well, is to ask how much is the charges for my pension account yearly. So most of the pension providers would charge a percentage of the total money in your pension account. They would charge that as like as that would be like your charges for the year annually, while some of them would charge that a percentage and still charge 100 or even more pounds as your annual charge. Okay, so that would also knowing that will also inform you on which pension provider would be best to move to. Okay, and also this can eat away from like small pension pots. For example, you have £10,000 in one pension pot, and then that pension provider charges you, let's say, 2% of that amount every year for managing the account, and then still charge another £150 every year. At the end of 10 years, I don't think there will be any money left in that account, or let's say end of 20 years. You get, so by the time you're retiring, maybe there will be only 5k pounds in that account and all of that. So that's another thing to ask, and that would also inform you in terms of like where you then move your money to. Hi, so I lost the footage from the first video I did about this part of how to actually then pull your accounts into one account. So I'm just doing this video just to like put it out there. So yeah, basically when you have now decided on the pension provider you're going with, all you need to do is then give that pension provider you want to go with a call and then tell them that you want to transfer your pension from other accounts into theirs. They would ask you for a number that is unique to your individual pension accounts, and then they would take it up from there. They would then be the one to get in touch with the other pension providers that you have your accounts with, and then they would initiate the transfer. You can either do it like that, or for some of them, like Nest, for example, you can do it through their website or their app. So they have like an option there where you can click on transfer. They will ask you for that number for the pension you want to transfer over, and then they would take it up from there. So you can do it either way. So yeah, that's it basically. Thank you. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much if you stayed up to this time. I hope you've been able to learn. Really, my purpose of making this kind of videos is just so that I'm able to like share what I've been able to learn over time, so we can grow together, we can be organized, make sure that we're not leaving any stone unturned when it comes to our finances, and we're not leaving any money on the table in any aspect of our lives, literally. So that's why I do this kind of video. So if you're able to just take a moment out of your time to just click on the notification bell, just subscribe so you can see videos as we go on, and you can learn more and pay attention to some areas that you would otherwise just like ignore until much later. I would really appreciate that. So just click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, and just give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.